Welcome everybody to the Galaxy Hangout. Today we are doing multiple different conversations. We're going to have a full discussion with DC. What's the future of DC? What's coming up this year? Because this year's a lot of movies coming out for DC. Also future plans. We're gonna have a couple different discussions within the show. But if you are in the live chat, we will check y'all out at the end of the show. If I see something or if a super chat shows up, we will immediately start talking about it because that's your hard-earned money, and I like to, um, uh, I appreciate that like crazy. So money is nice. But to start out, I am Luke Sutter from the Galaxy Geeks.
I am Jonathan Bennett.
I'm Audrey Studdard.
And I thank y'all for joining us on this live show. We're going to keep doing these live shows every Monday. I'm going to try and keep them about 5:30 every Monday. But honestly, thank y'all for jumping in. And let's go ahead and dive into our first discussion, which is not technically DC, but we wanted to talk about because we haven't had a chance. And that is Wednesday Season 2 has been announced. And I wanted us to have a full discussion about what our thoughts on Wednesday was, what's our review, what we think of Season 2 coming out. Audrey, what's your thoughts of Wednesday and the fact we're getting a Season 2?
I really liked it. I love the dark humor. I like how, that dry humor, awkwardness.
Jonathan, what was your thoughts?
I thought it was good. I mean, it's inevitable they would get a season 2 with how popular it's been.
Oh, it trended like crazy.
Oh yeah, anything that you push out that it's Wednesday just kills it. The actress who plays Wednesday is just amazing in real life as well as she is in the show. I thought the show was genius in particular because it took something that, quite frankly, I haven't seen a lot of success in, which is teen mysteries, and made it actually enjoyable.
You know what's really funny, though, about the whole show? When it first was even talked about, I laughed so hard because everybody kept saying that the show was going to be so bad. Because the premise sounds horrible. The premise is a show about Wednesday Addams going to a boarding school to solve mysteries. How CW is that?
I mean, there was that possibility. It could have been really cringy or just butchered completely.
I think what saves the show so much is Jenna Ortega.
Mm-hmm.
Jenna Ortega,
She's great.
oh, she's incredible. I mean, I think Jenna Ortega, it does so well at just being that dry humor. She's very quick on her feet. The fact that she came up with the Wednesday dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Based off the where she actually watched the original. That was quite funny.
Oh, it was incredible. I loved it
the
so much.
original, and she said right before the shooting, she was watching videos of goth people dancing, so she got off some inspiration from those as well.
That's amazing to me. And that's why I say getting a season 2 does not shock me. I mean, if we didn't, I think I'd be more shocked. But there was actually some fear about getting a season 2 because it's the ones who are creating the show is MGM, who is now owned by Amazon. And so a lot of people were afraid that they were not going to go back to Netflix. But I guess Netflix and Amazon made a deal for another season.
It's smart of them to do it. As many people that flock to the show, it would be a bad move for Netflix and all the parties involved not to want another season.
Oh yeah, and that's when I say I think the show. I mean, I love the show. I cannot wait for season 2. I mean, the fact we got the way they showed the announcement. You see, who's the director? Tim Burton. Thank you. I was thinking of Tim Allen, but Tim Burton. He was looking like a king. He was on like this huge building, and it was just kind of cool to me. So if that's all we have on that show, Audrey, you are going to be leaving us during the DC talk.
Yeah.
She doesn't know the DC as much as we do, and that's okay. Also, she wants to do other stuff.
Yeah. It was a long day at work today.
But it'll be good. I mean, I will see you later and probably next week. If you can deal with me.
Yeah, I think I can manage it.
All right. Let's dive into our first discussion on DC. In our first discussion on DC, the first movie, because what we're going to do is we're going to talk about each movie that's coming out this year. Also, what might be the future of DC and what's going on with James Gunn and all the stuff. So, Our first one is the most non-controversial movie ever. Uh, and I like it's not controversial whatsoever.
No, not at all.
And that is The Flash. Let me ask you, I want to hear your opinion first. What's your thoughts of the Flash movie outside of the controversy?
Outside the controversy, and that's going into the next phase of the DC franchise, and that's the actor and all of his self-controversy. I think the movie, from everything that we are hearing, will be good. My problem with the Flash movie is that going into the next phase, will it be the significant movie that we thought it was going to be, or will it just be another of the 4 movies coming in the next year just to get to the next phase?
That's the thing. At first, I would have told you that it was gonna be that what you were talking about, basically the next step into the next phase of DC. I don't know if it is anymore.
Yeah, because my original thoughts on the Flash were that this was going to be the jumping board. This was going to be the reboot, the Flashpoint to start a new 52 of the movies. So that way we could kind of reorganize ourselves, make DC a lot more fluid.
That'd be nice, a fluid DC. What?
Yeah, and
can that happen?
More like a Marvel and not so much like the Fox X-Men.
Is it sad that DC became the Fox X-Men?
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, Fox X-Men had some good movies in there, but it was sprinkled with so much incoherence that it no longer made a difference.
Yeah.
Now, will I go see The Flash? I will.
Oh, yeah.
I am very excited to see Keaton in the movie, as well as, alternate versions of The Flash, everything that's going to be brought in from, different worlds. I think it will be a great movie. The problem is just when reality sets in, what this movie will mean in the end.
Well, the thing is, I will say about this movie, I think there is a lot of good possibilities with the movie. I think I'm excited to see multiple different Flashes. I'm very excited for multiple different Flashes. The fact that you're going to see multiple Flashes interacting is going to be neat to me.
Also, the fact that, and to be truthful, we haven't gotten a lot of Ezra Miller's Flash before.
No, we really haven't.
We've only really gotten the 2 different versions of Justice League.
Yeah, 2 different versions of Justice League. He shows up at the end of Peacemaker for a quick cameo.
And he does like a small little scene in Suicide Squad.
Also, there's a scene with in the crossover event for Arrowverse, Crisis on Infinite Earths. Even though that scene, if you really go back and watch it, makes no sense.
Yeah, the CW is a mess upon itself that doesn't need to be discussed right now.
I mean, it's something. I mean, the CW,
it had its moments in the early stages, but it's just become corny to the point where you just watch it just because. I mean, it has its audience base, and no disrespect to its audience base, but
hey, we were that audience for years.
Yeah, we were. I love the Arrow. I love the Flash in the beginning years, but it's just become unwatchable. Just it's the superhero fan soap opera.
Yeah, the problem is it went too long. I mean, but going back to the actual Flash movie, though, I think there's so much promise with this movie. I think it has got to be excellent to go outside of the drama. But let me ask you honestly, we know about the drama, but does really the everyday person really know about the drama?
Those who don't pay attention, who don't see the day-to-day, they may just watch the trailer for when we actually do get a trailer for this movie, and just say, hey, it looks good, I'll go watch it. The person who goes to work, comes home, probably not.
Yeah, we're just obsessed.
Yeah, people in this sphere who pay attention, who watch the movie news, they'll know, and for us, it will matter. I would think, just as a pure business move, that especially since you got rid of Cavill, you cannot keep anybody else.
Oh, that actually goes in. We can actually talk about this. Is a bit of a drama ish. Is there was a report last week that the WB execs were thinking of after this movie keeping Ezra Miller. That would be the dumbest decision that they could ever make. I think that you've got to get rid of them. You have to. There's no choice.
It's unfair to the fan base as a whole, if you keep anyone from the previous world. If everybody loves Cavill, they wanted him to be the Superman. There was so much excitement for when he came back on the scene to be Superman, but understanding that the world is a mess and that James Gunn needs to reboot everything to make the DC more coherent and to actually create storylines that flow into one another. You have to start from the beginning. And if you're going to do that, if you're going to get rid of someone as prominent as Henry Cavill, you can not keep someone like Ezra Miller, who, for good or bad, has created controversies around himself.
Yes, and it's I'm very curious to see how this movie does in theaters. I think it'll do well with the fact that you've got wow, what is the Batman's name?
What in the Batman?
No, in not George Clooney.
Oh, you're talking about Keaton.
Keaton. Wow. I am so off it today. Like, seriously, I cannot believe I forgot about Keaton.
People, we have day jobs. This is not what we do for a living.
And you've got the most ditzy person ever leading and hosting a show. What is wrong with me? But no, I think Keaton's gonna do great. And how it sounds, him coming back, he is so excited. I feel bad for him. Like, the drama, he didn't do anything.
Yeah, and that was part of the reason I'm excited for it. I remember the Keaton movies growing up, and while watching the one I get over, he's not my favorite Batman, but I do want to see him. I want to see the Keaton world folded into the Flash movie.
Well, in saying that, let's move on to our next movie to go over, and that is Shazam! Fury of the Gods. This movie, oh my goodness, I cannot wait. I mean, just cannot wait for this movie. It just seems so much fun, so just interesting. Like, I love that movie. I love the first movie. I think it might be one of my favorite DC movies.
Out of all the DC movies, Shazam captured some of the Guardians of the Galaxy magic that made it both fun, but also had a good plot to go along with.
Also, so many like emotional points, and it did something that I think a lot of movies have actually forgotten about, and I think it does it so well. And this is such a trope because when I say it, it was all about family. Fast and Furious has screwed up that phrasing, but it is. It was about family, and
Family movies sell. I mean, you want something that is pure, that you can take your children to, that you can go on a date night with, that you don't have to think about anything in the world. That escapism that you and I grew up with.
Exactly. That's why Avatar 2 is killing it. I mean, we're not really going to dive into it, but Avatar 2 is going to make $2 billion.
Yeah.
It's going to make $2 billion.
And while a part of that can be attributed to us not having any new movies these past two,
Yeah.
but outside that, I think the movie has done well on its own merits.
Yes, I agree. And so that's why I say the family aspect is so powerful in that movie. But I think it's also going to bleed, like, that's going to be this movie too. You're going to see the relationship of the Shazam family. What's really interesting, and I don't know if you knew this, the actress who plays the older daughter in the first movie, she is actually going to be playing the Shazam version like the adult version, she's gonna be playing it too. So that's the only one the actress doesn't change. She changed in the first movie, but they're not doing that for this one.
You know what? I'm fine with that. I enjoyed that actress, and she's old enough to do both of the roles.
She looks, honestly, in the photos I've seen of her, she looks good. She looks really good. I really like her.
And in the comic books, the sister was always much smaller in compared to Shazam, so it works.
Yeah, yeah. So, in saying that, the next one that has made me super excited for just the future is Blue Beetle. Man, this movie. I cannot wait for Blue Beetle.
This movie is so interesting because it is in a point where we're not sure. Will it be the new phase? Will it be the old phase? All I really know is that I'm glad we're finally getting something of Blue Beetle, as opposed to CW hinting at Blue Beetle for years at a time without. But same thing with Green Lantern, just hinting and hinting with nothing to come of it.
Here's the thing: I'll take the Blue Beetle references in the Arrowverse and the Green Lantern ones, because oh my goodness, they literally saw a green light and then they threw it out the window because they're like, oh, we don't really need to do this, and it's like, oh my goodness.
Hopefully we get a good Green Lantern in the future of DC.
That's the hope. I mean,
HBO does have plans to make a Green Lantern,
and that's still coming.
That has, according to the CFO of Warner Brothers, that they're done with the cutting phase of the DC market.
Well, something too when it comes to like Blue Beetle, like I love the actor they have for Blue Beetle. Having Sholo be the actor. He was from Cobra Kai. He's been all the seasons of Cobra Kai. He's the main kid in Cobra Kai, basically. And he is such a... I've seen so many interviews. If y'all haven't checked out the Christian Harloff channel, go check it out because he does an incredible interview with Sholo. And Sholo just has just a humbleness, a kindness to him. Someone who just has his head on straight. And you don't always see that. Like when we were talking about Jenna Ortega earlier, like she's another one I see with her head on straight.
Yeah, it's very rare to see that acting class who are people that we would want to hang out with in public.
Oh yeah, like honestly, like I'd want to just hang out with Sholo. Like Sholo is so cool. Like he's so down to earth. He's so level headed. He still has to take the garbage out because his mom tells him to. I love that so much. Like the idea that like he's still having to live at home and everything, but he's got such a close family that he's still having to, pick up the trash. Like he gets to take. He has to stay humble.
They're actually well balanced human beings, as opposed to the Hollywood generation you and I grew up with, where, let's be honest, some of the children didn't end up so well after many of their younger roles.
Yes. So, in saying that, let's dive into the final movie of this year. And it's another one that has no controversy whatsoever. And that's Aquaman 2, The Lost City.
Oh, yes. No controversy.
None. Not at all. Like, no controversy whatsoever. Just none. Nothing's happened.
Not the fact that this movie should have been out a long time
ago.
Last
year. It was supposed to come out in December. It was supposed to go head to head with Avatar. How funny would that have been? 2 water movies being released at the same time.
Just have a whole water marathon. You can only drink water during this thing.
Hey, what you do is you had that movie, you had Avatar, The Way of Water, and then you just put in Wakanda Forever. I mean, there was plenty of water in it too.
Then if you got your kids with you, go to SeaWorld or something.
That would be the best triple threat you watch. Wakanda Forever, Avatar, and then Aquaman, all in the same sitting. That wouldn't be long at all.
No. But outside the controversy on this movie,
let's actually address it. I do want to address it. The Flash one is actually a lot more easy to address. The Aquaman one, it's Mara, the actress who plays Mara. She's been in a lot of controversy with Johnny Depp, And I even though it was big news, it does not affect this movie. It really doesn't. I mean, maybe people are gonna talk about it. They might see her for 5 minutes because I think she's been cut down so much. She's in it like 5 minutes, and so honestly, I don't think it's gonna affect this movie. I think the movie's gonna be great.
Yeah. Personally, if they did cut her down to only 5 minutes, I think the movie may improve because of that. Because while I really enjoyed the first movie, I didn't feel like she and Jason Momoa had any type of chemistry.
I'll say this: I didn't mind the movie. I didn't mind the first one. I didn't mind her. I thought she was fine. I mean, she wasn't like awesome, but she was fine.
I mean, yeah, she's fine. I'm just saying that if I were picking Mira, she wouldn't have been my first choice.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I do. I get it. But at the same time, I'm
But
fine with her.
But that has no bearing on this movie. I think the movie will do well. I think it'll be entertaining, but it bashes up against the same problem a lot of this other ones do with the uncertainty of the next phase.
And that kind of gets us into the next discussion, and that is what is the future of DC? I want us to talk about projects that we do know that's coming, which makes things a lot trickier because we know these things are coming. And they're very weird, very, very weird, because first off, one of the first projects that's actually coming out in the next few weeks, and this is a weird one. Gotham Knights is still coming out. Why?
I mean, because shows based in Gotham without the Batman have always done historically well, haven't they?
Yeah. Like, let me I'm gonna pull up a picture real quick of Gotham Knights. If y'all have not seen this.
We're talking about the show, by the way, not the video game.
Yes. This show is coming to the CW this year, and I don't know why. One sec.
It's a very strange plot just by itself.
Oh, it's weird because basically, one sec, I'm pulling it up now. Pulling it up. See, this is what you get for like not being prepared for all the images. There we go. There is Gotham Knights. If you can see, you have the adopted son of Bruce Wayne. You have
Who is not Damian Wayne.
It's not Damian Wayne. It's someone else. I don't even remember his name because he's not in the comic.
Not Dick Grayson. He's not any of his other adopted sons.
You have the daughter of Joker, so Joker's daughter in it, and I can't remember who the three other ones. They're all villain kids, basically. I'm just like, why? Seriously, why? Like,
it looks like a worse version of Riverdale, actually.
Oh, it looks like a worse version of Riverdale. It looks like a mix between Riverdale and Gotham, and I kind of like Gotham.
Gotham was fine in the beginning seasons. It doesn't look like the beginning seasons of Gotham, though. It looks like the end.
Well, the problem is with this show is, for one thing, this Arrowverse is ending. I mean, you're seeing the Arrowverse ending with Flash. Flash is the last show. And then, we're going to do this Gotham Knights. And it's like, well, why? You keep talking about that you want everything to be consistent with your DC universe. But now you've got this random show over here that you have it's a Batman show without Batman again, and we keep doing that trope, and I hate that trope. Like, just put them in for an episode or two.
Especially because we're now getting the Penguin, which will be in the Batman universe, the Reeves version of Batman.
And that's a whole other discussion we can have after this one. I mean, do you know why I think they're doing Gotham Knights?
Why do you think?
Because basically the CW has been bought by another company called Nexstar, and they are looking for a way of saving costs as much as possible on the CW. And I get it completely because CW was making no money. I mean, it was making no money the entire time it was alive. That's bad.
My thing is, we already have Titans, so they can't do this. But if CW was actually wanted to put its money into a teen-based show, why didn't they do this years ago for Teen Titans?
Or, well, technically they did. Originally, it wasn't fully CW. The original idea for Titans was supposed to come on. It was another CBS channel. Oh man, I have not seen network shows in forever. Um, oh, wow, I can't remember. But it was supposed to be on another channel. They actually set it for a network show,
Okay.
and it got scrapped. It got canceled. The original idea was supposed to be Robin, Dawn, Hawk, and Hawk and Dove. It was Robin, Hawk and Dove, and I think Raven. So it's going to be like all the bird characters. Weird, I know. It was weird.
That's painful.
That's that it was weird. That's for sure. And so it was gonna do that for that show, but they ended up moving it to HBO Max whenever HBO, or not HBO Max, the DC Universe app. They were gonna push that.
I remember
app.
that when that was a thing.
Yeah, that was a massive thing. So they did that, and that's why they brought it over. But the problem with this show that I'm saying is you don't even, your main character, like we talk about like wanting more diversity within our shows. We want to see like not even just like not for diversity's sake, but just different characters. Like you could have done a Duke Thomas. Like this character that they're making as the leader, he's made up. He's not in the comics. He's none anything.
My main problem with it is it doesn't fit even the current CW brand. You have good shows like Superman and Lois going on right now.
Well, that's being moved over to HBO Max.
Yeah.
No, wait, no, I take that back. It is going to be on CW as well.
I thought so.
I think it's coming out. They're both shows are coming out on the same day.
Yeah, so you have good shows like that are well paced, and then you have, of course, the mess, which is Flash, which will be ending. But still, even in comparison to just the trailer that we've gotten for Gotham Knights, I'd rather go on a binge watch of all the later seasons of Flash.
Wow, and so the next thing we can talk about is the fact that they are planning to continue the Batman universe. So the Batman, which was Robert Pattinson, they're going to continue that universe. My thoughts on it, I actually did enjoy the Batman movie. I think I like that universe. I have a problem though. You have a James Gunn planning to build out his universe and build out the DC universe. Finally, we're gonna have a big universe. But if you've got this Batman universe over here, how are you gonna build up another Batman, a new Batman in your DC universe?
Yeah, that's my problem. I enjoyed 65-70% of the Batman. I had a couple issues with it, but I thought it was a beautifully made movie, and I thought
I love the world.
I love the world, and Penguin was magnificent in the film.
Oh yes,
but I
loved Riddler too.
Yes, Riddler was great. I thought it had great potential for a world. The problem is if you're going to start over, if you're going to actually create something, you need to be consistent with everything. You can't have your time split between multiple different worlds that are never going to connect, because the world that James Gunn seems to be building does not fit within the Batman world. And personally, and this is me, I want we've seen Batman in his beginning years. We've seen him in year 2, and we've seen him more on his lonesome, where he's had older, where he's a little bit older, but he's still in his prime. Yeah. We have not seen a Batman that has a sidekick.
No Robins. Why is there this thing against Robins? I love Robin.
Yeah, and the Batman that you have with a Robin is a very different Batman that you have with younger or competent Batman when he's by himself. And personally, if they're going to rebuild this universe, I want that Batman, and I want it hopefully without a crime alley scene.
Well, I will say for the Batman, they actually set it up very well where a Robin works, like makes a lot of sense in that universe.
Yeah, it does, but the problem still remains that you can't fold in that type of character into the future existing world.
So let me ask you this: if you're still continuing the Batman universe, do you make a Batman movie in the DC universe? Do you do that? Do you flood your market? Because here's the thing, it would be like getting it would be like getting an Avengers movie, but never getting a Captain America movie. You never got that solo film to set up his motivation, set up who he is as a character. You don't get that now. You just, here's Batman in a Justice League movie. Or do you give him a movie?
It's really hard to do that with the character. They just set him up in such a dark world, and I like the world that they've created for him. But the problem is that
You can't add it to the rest of the universe.
you can't do that with Superman, which we're hoping will be more of a lighter touch. Which some other ones that's it would just be such a contrast, and even more contrast than we're used to. Like in comic books, Gotham is dark. It's always dark.
Yeah.
But it comes a problem when you're trying to integrate something that looks so visually different into another world, and it becomes almost like you're clashing two worlds.
Well, and saying that, we've also got the news for this January. We are getting news this year or this month from James Gunn of what the future of the DC universe is going to be, what the DCU will look like for the next 8 to 10 years. We won't get everything. We'll probably just get a couple of titles coming out. Probably, my guess is you will not see James Gunn's DC universe until early 2025 or really late 2024, but my guess is no 2024. If I were to place bets, I'd say mid 2025 is when you're going to see your first DCU movie, because I just don't think they can shoot, edit everything that a Superman movie in a year. I mean, that's tough.
And do it right. That's specifically what we want.
Yeah.
Look, the world he's creating, if you want everything to come together, it's going to take time. And I think the plan will be good. I hope it will be good.
Yeah, that's the hope.
But yeah, I think we'll be more getting stuff like casting choices, what stories they'll be setting up, things like that more in through the 2024. I suspect mid 2025 probably.
Yeah, I mean that's just the only way you do it. So what movie you think? So my guess is, from what they're saying, you're gonna see Superman first. What's your second movie?
Second one after that, I mean, if they're like we just talked about with the Batman, that's up in the air. But
here's the thing: the Batman should release 2025.
Yeah, so if you go right into Batman, doing the whole Trinity thing between Wonder Woman and Batman and try to set up those characters, if you still have the Batman going, then that's going to be conflicting with two different Batmans. And let's say you start with him having Robin and all that, and it still creates this conflict clash.
You don't want to have two Batman movies released in the same year. That's not going to work.
Especially two different actors competing for the role.
Yeah.
And, they might have to eventually do something about the Batman, because I don't see an actor taking on the role if he's going to be competing with another one.
That's going to be tough. That's going to be really tough, especially like how close they are. So my guess is, I think you bring in Wonder Woman. I think you dive into Wonder Woman next. I think you've got to get the Trinity.
Yeah, the Trinity is the main one, and you want to do the Trinity right. You want to do it slow paced, not scattered. You want to make sure all the references are compatible to each other. But besides the Trinity, I also would like some kind of off the wall characters from the DC world. I mean, this is a chance to do some really good storylines and get some different characters.
Yeah, but right now you've got to build your Justice League. And I think, but your problem is, and one issue too, we talk about this stuff like, it doesn't seem almost too soon. like you replacing Wonder Woman with another actress, that feels a little too soon away from Gal. Like hasn't been not Wonder Woman for a bit. It seems a
But
little soon.
same thing for Superman.
Yeah.
Superman's going to have to be number one. That's going to have to be the first shot out of the gate to start a Justice League if you're doing that. And Cavill is still in the limelight. He's still the main man that everyone wants.
Yeah.
He's still close to every nerd's heart as the golden boy.
Honestly, this is tough. This is so tough. I feel bad for James Gunn because he's not at fault for any of this.
I mean, James Gunn is a great writer. He's done great stuff. The last Suicide Squad was interesting.
Yeah. I've heard. I struggle with Peacemaker. I've not really gotten into it, but people love that show. I mean, love it, and it did so well when it came out. And Peacemaker's still getting a season 2.
Yeah, it still is, and we're still getting Green Lantern. Green Lantern is still in the mix for an HBO show.
Which I will say, my hope with that show, and this is my hope, is that it is within the James Gunn's universe. I'm hoping it's in that universe, but it's not focused on Hal. I think what the conversations or what the last news I heard was it's on Guy Gardner, and I know Guy is the main for that show.
That would be interesting. Guy's an interesting choice. I would have gone for Stewart or Rayner first, but guys, that would definitely be entertaining to say the least.
Yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, there's so much with the DC universe right now. I'm excited for the future of it. I think James Gunn, once we find out the news that's coming, that's going to be great. I cannot wait to find out more.
Once the lineup is settled, we'll get to decide what he's doing, what characters. We'll even get to discuss what storylines. Will we get maybe, this will be farther down the line, but All-Star Superman. We'll get maybe even further down the line will be Batman White Knight stories. There's so many good comic books that have not been tapped into that he has potential for.
Honestly, what I would build before doing a Justice League movie, which they should have done this anyway, the way they instead of doing Batman versus Superman, you done a team up of Batman and Superman.
Yeah, do All-Star Superman, All-Star. You could even do what is it? There's one that's when Superman first comes to Metropolis, and it's Earth 2.
Oh, yes, that one's really good.
Yeah, Earth 2 is a really good adaptation of Superman. It was one of the ones that made me love Superman growing up.
So, in saying that, everyone, we're gonna that's the end of our DC talk. We're gonna dive through the comments and kind of see what y'all are talking about. So, in saying that, also, if you haven't already hit that like button, I want to get this video up to at least 100 to 200 likes, because that actually pushes the video out to more people. So, Tony and Annalise, I am so sorry if I butcher your name. I'm terrible. I'm a big fan of well-made DC fans. I got tons of ideas and wishes for Mr. Gunn. I'll be back in a minute. Mrs. Harrington, are you guys ever going to be in a DC movie? I would love to be in a DC movie. Not gonna lie, that would be so much fun.
Yeah, that would be very interesting.
I'd want to be an extra. I got other stuff to do. I could be an extra in the background. I'll eat like a burger in the background while Superman's flying.
I could be like a waiter. I would take Bruce his champagne or something.
Oh yeah. You can be Alfred's like under butler.
No, this would be like if he's at a party or something.
Oh, yeah. So
yeah, when he has to pretend to be the obnoxious playboy.
So then also, Tony, I'm back. I was doing an errand for my dad, and now that I'm back, I'd like to share some plot and cast ideas for Mr. Gunn. C.W. Rune, my favorite hero's cousin. Oh, I love to see Batwoman Kate Kane on the big screen with Pattinson and or Batman in James Gunn DCU, where she can be done justice. In fact, I wish to see the whole Bat family in James Gunn's DCU. That way, all Batman's partners can be done justice as well as be together, rather than being told as separate stories, each about one or two of them, and can have spin-off shows and films about parts of the Gotham family within the continuity. Yes, I
Yes.
am completely okay with that.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. I want something more than just year two Batman, or he's or when he's a little bit older. I want the whole Bat family. I want Oracle. I want Nightwing.
Ooh.
I want Tim Drake, one of the Spartus Robins.
I know. I want to see. I want to see. I also. I even want to see Kate Kane. I do
Yeah,
a good Kate Kane.
Yeah, a good Kate Kane where she's done justice. I would like to see a Duke.
Duke Thomas would be so good
Uh,
because I
I
like the fact they didn't make him a Robin.
I want to see
Cass.
oh, what spoiler? What who's
Spoiler. Is
Cassandra?
Cassandra Kane.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's Kane. Cassandra Kane.
Yeah, I would like to see her.
Not the way that they did her in Birds of Prey. Oh, that
Don't
was
get me
so bad.
started.
Oh, that was so bad.
And you know what? I even want to see some storylines that involve them. Maybe even Tim Drake's contingency list as well as Batman's.
Ooh, but yeah, there's so much they can do. I wish that I don't know. I want to see the Bat Family, and I think that's what everyone's so excited about. I want a good Tim Drake. I like what they've done with him in Titans. I do.
Yeah, but one of the main things that sets Batman and his world is his need for all these family members. He tries to supplement his family for all these. He tries to be a father and all.
Have we ever seen a good sidekick superhero movie where not like about the sidekick, but like with the hero having a sidekick? Have we really seen that in the movies?
I can't remember
I mean, technically Captain America with Bucky, but that's not. He wasn't really a sidekick.
Yeah, they made him more like his close friend than in the comic books where he was the teenage partner. CW verse butchered every sidekick they tried to
They
introduce.
destroyed every one of them.
Whether it was Arsenal, whether it was Wally West, all these sidekicks got thrown to the shredder and ruined. Then of course you had the awful Batman and Robin early movie.
That movie. That I would say that might be the only technically sidekick stuff that they did.
Yeah, but even then, it's you gotta admit, Batman Forever is like, why is this grown man moving into your house?
Yeah. Tony, Dylan O'Brien is Nightwing. I love that. Nick Robertson in Red Hood. I don't know who that one is. Nick Robertson. I have to look that up. Because
I like Dylan O'Brien. Yeah.
Oh,
that would be a great. Dylan O'Brien kind of has.
okay. Oh, he's from Love, Simon. Okay, yeah.
Oh yes, I remember him.
He would. Oh yeah. That.
I think I would like him as a
Tim Drake. Yeah, I'd love him as a Tim Drake.
Because O'Brien kind of gives me a Jason Todd vibe.
Yeah, and then you got Chloe Moretz as Stephanie Brown, aka Spoiler. Yes, Mackenzie Davis as Kristen Stewart, or Wallace Day as Batwoman, Kate Kane. Yeah, I'd be cool with that. Kristen Stewart for Kate Kane I'd be okay with it.
Who would you want as an Oracle, maybe?
Ooh.
Of course, if you're building this world,
You gotta go younger.
you would have to go younger, unless you're starting him with sidekicks, which technically they could introduce Oracle, but
Well, then also either Wolfhard, Stuart Allen, Zach Carlson, or David Mazow as Tim Drake. I love the Finn Wolfhard, Stranger Things.
oh yes,
He'd be great. And then Jacob Tremblay is perfect for Damian Wayne. Yes. Either John Boyega or Corey Hawkins as Batwing or Luke Fox. I would love Boyega, but I think Boyega's a little old. I think he's a little bit too old to play a Duke.
Problem with reestablishing.
Oh
the universe.
no, not Duke. This would be Batwing. This is Luke.
Fox's son.
I'd be good with that. I'd be good with that. But
Fox's son was a little bit older, so yeah.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that, especially with a smart. Boyega would play a good one.
The problem with reestablishing the universe is they have to be careful with ages because they don't want to have their actors
Age out of the role too quick.
because movies take a long time to make.
Yeah,
It's quite a process.
that's for sure. So everyone, first off, thank you for watching this video. If you got to the end of the video, please hit that like button. Comment what your thoughts of the DC universe. What's your plans? What do you want to see? Like, please comment because I'd love to see your comments. We really interact with our live shows. There's two things I wanted to announce. Let me go ahead and pull up the photo because I probably should have went ahead and had this set up. One sec. We have a big thing this coming up week for a person who was in this space that I really respected a lot. Let me pull it up. On this Friday at 6 I think it's 6 Eastern. We've got this in loving memory of Ben Rener. Ben Rener was an incredible friend to me when I was at one of my lowest points. He was there for me. He was such a good person. And on his channel, Multiverse of Geekdom, they're going to be doing a live stream. He passed away right before New Year's Eve. And he was planning to do his own live stream that night for New Year's Eve, but he passed away. He had a medical condition. I'm not fully for sure which one it was, but there's going to be fundraisers. It's going to be great. I cannot wait. We're going to share it here on the channel. Like, we'll have it in the community tab for when we go live. I'm going to be jumping on. But I just wanted to show some love to Ben Reiner because he was such a good friend to me. He reached out to me when I was at my lowest, and he just cared for people. He was just one of the kindest people I knew, and I just wanted to shout him out, have a in loving memory of him because he was such a good friend. And if you haven't checked out his channel, go check it out. It's called Multiverse of Geekdom. He was really trying to grow it, and he was so excited. So, and saying that, everyone, thank you for watching this show. Thank you for everything you've done for this channel. We're continuing to grow it out. Please hit the like button because I'd like to hit at least 100 to 200 likes. And if that's the case, I can kind of get some comments and some interactions, and I think it'll be fun. And honestly, thank y'all for watching. We'll see you later.
Bye.